pressure, no climb. Just breathing peace and lo-fi time. Ash flick with no regret. Thoughts replay like a tape cassette. Every puff writes another line of a life paused by design. Fade into the couch, I'm gone. Dreaming wide with the TV on. Words blur but the moves tight. Sinking deep into the night. Fade into the couch, no sound. Only rhythm that's floating around. Let it pull, let it drown. Right here's where I lay it down. Still here, still floating. Let it hold me, let it heal. This stillness got something real. Fade out slow, don't need a shout. Peace finds me when I fade into the couch. Oh. Yo. No rush tonight. No rush. Let it burn slow and let the world wait. Sip slow, breathe deep. This peace ain't cheap. Found calm in a cloud of haze. Thoughts drip in a smoky glaze. Ain't chasing, just coasting low. Let the ember teach me what I know. Lights dim, time blurred. Feeling more with every slur. Yeah, burn slow, let the fire talk. I ain't moving, I let the silence walk. Blowing soft, feeling high. No destination, just the sky. I burn slow, don't break the spell. Every hit got a tale to tell. Some truths only smoke can show. So I lean back and let it burn slow, yeah. Ashtray full like my memory bin. Each flick of thought I let back in, no loud. Just mellow tones, couch turned to my comfort zone. Nothing wrong with moving still. Catching dreams the world won't steal. Inhale peace, exhale doubt. Burning slow till I figure it out, yeah. I burn slow, let the fire talk. I ain't moving, I let the silence walk. Blowing soft, feeling high. No destination, just the sky. I burn slow, don't break the spell. Every hit got a tale to tell. Some truths only smoke can show. So I lean back and let it burn slow.
What's up, chat? You guys ready to get into this today? The GTARP, baby. Oh no, you can't see it. Let me fix it. There we go, chat. There we go. All right, let's go get ready for this interview that I'm going to bomb. Hey there, beautiful. Let's go to the clothing store and get dressed. Not this road. It's going to be up another road, I think. Ooh, green light. Walter McDaniels. Let's see here. It's going to be a right here. Switch over to the left lane. Then we're going to whip the Yui. Yeah. All right, all right. I think we're going to stick with the suit, maybe just a different color. Ooh, we're doing brown. Fuck it, brown pinstripe. Yeah. Fucking Walt. Looking like a G. Are they all... Is that the only bow tie? Damn. Yeah, there's more farther down. White shoes? Okay, I'll do white shoes. Kind of like the cream tie. It matches the handkerchief. We'll do white shoes. We just gotta find them. What do you think, Margie Sue? I'm gonna get rid of the bag too. I'm gonna get rid of the iconic bag. Ooh, what about the satchel? Satchel or the crossbody? That's a purse. I think without. I kind of want him to look like he's coming right out of like olden fucking days. Oh, but locked my car. There it goes. Alright. Whoop. Where the fuck is El Burro? Elgin. Why is my... No, it's not. I'm just losing my mind. Alright, let me turn down the music. It's louder than what I thought. It's starting to distract me. Also 9332. Go ahead, ma'am. Excuse me, chat. I need a drink. Liquor if you have it. Don't forget to double tap on the screen or press the like button, depending on how you're watching on the YouTubes. Every like helps us get into the algorithm. I appreciate everybody here who's watching. You guys are the best in the world. I was looking in the right area. I just couldn't remember exactly where the El Burro was. And we're on the interstate, running early probably, because I'm Walter, and that's what I do. Ooh, gonna wreck my car, because I'm trying to grab my phone, because it fell over and tried to die. Oh, I had a headache. My car barely goes the speed limit. Ooh, shit, slow down. We're probably gonna sit here for like 15 minutes. So that should be fun, chat. Always check your reviews. Make a left. That's why you don't always follow your GPS. Put my seatbelt on. Here we go. I remember what this guy's name is. Let me check my emails. Hammer Sticks. Tacos. You there, chat? Hello? Okay. Oh, yeah. Walter's ready to get this job again for like the 50th time. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. We're just waiting on them now. Walt's a hunk. He's a silver fox. That gentleman needs a cough drop. You smell that, guys? It's the smell of memories. Okay, baby. I guess the tie doesn't quite match, but it'll be okay. Look what's hiding in Walt's wallet, guys. $7,000.
Yes, hello. There's some illegal activity here you need to deal with.
I wish I would have got like a doorbell, not a doorbell, but like a desk at a hotel bell sound thing for my soundboard. I could have played it over my soundboard and rung a bell till somebody got here. I have a feeling this guy's gonna be driven nuts by Walter. He's either gonna love him or he's gonna hate him. Walter's a fit old man, huh? Walter McDaniels, 1975 SAVRP Rookie of the Year.
Hey, Walter.
Hello, Mr. Hammerstick.
Yeah. Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
I'm just waiting a second. I may have to run off for this call real quick. There's only 2 of us on duty right now, and they just said they had a bunch of people get ejected out of a motor vehicle, so I don't want to start
take
your
your
interview, run out, you know. I'm just waiting to hear back. He's going to radio me in a second here, and I'll know.
Understood.
So, well, I'm glad Clifford didn't end up in the lobby. Sometimes he's fresh, and the fire truck will end up in here.
Oh, I gotcha. Some things never change.
Yeah. Come on. Fox and Fox 8. Do you have any updates?
I like how the pinstripes don't
Come
line
on.
up on the shoulders.
Come on, let me know. Go ahead, Fox 8.
Can I have you en route stop the AS ping in relation with 1050 with multiple parking check? I'll be en route to school.
10-4. Yeah, if you want to just you can either hang out here or I'll just shoot you an email real quick. I'm just gonna go grab this call real quick and then
Yeah, take your
make
time.
it back. I apologize about that.
No problem.
All right.
We'll run to the casino real quick, chat. Get past before he pulls out his vehicle. Go spin our wheel. Maybe bet on a horse race or two, depending on if we win anything from the wheel. And then we'll come back here. So one thing that sucks about this type of content is we're kind of left up to whatever's going on in the city.
How can I help you? I hate this
500
thing.
free chips. I still got an hour. Shit. Let's go put 500 on horses then. And then we'll go back. And then I'll be right back after that because I gotta use the restroom.
What would you like to play today? Pick that lucky horse and place a bet.
Come on, number 2.
Fuck out this bitch.
Leading the pack, it's the 3.
It's not gonna be 2. Damn it. I needed that $2,500.
Into the final half.
Oh,
This is the
come on. Come on.
holding second, it's the 6 horse.
Come on. Oh, no, 1. 1's gonna win. Fuck. 3? Okay. I didn't expect 3. I didn't expect 3.
Drone warning looking good.
Damn.
Leading the field.
Damn.
Got a choice. What would you like?
Alright. Blew my money. Oops. I didn't mean to run him over. These doors are weird because you can read them from this side. Oh no. All right, chat. I'll be right back. Chat, we're back. See if I can catch this Pixelmon. I missed. That was bad. Oh, it fled. Damn, I tried. Chat, I tried. I'm not very good at catching them. Sounded local, maybe. Excuse me, chat. That was gross. No, the game's really quiet because there's nothing going on. Oh, there is supposed to be sound. Apparently I was muted? What the hell's going on? Hello, hello? Hello? You guys hear me? Why'd you say ooey? I'm confused. Are these backwards on the outside? No, they're the right way. Whoever made this ML.
Hello, police! We got ourselves a situation here.
Sassy ass Walter right there. Well, it's supposed to be at 9:30, but they had to go out on a call, so I'm still waiting. I left and went and got went to the casino and stuff like that while I was waiting, but now I'm just waiting more. Waiting and waiting and waiting.
All right, Walter. Sorry about that. I got somebody else come on in and take a couple calls so we get this over done with.
Oh, you're all right, sir. I
Let's
just
see.
went and got the cleaning supplies from where I always put them.
All right, we'll go here in the conference room. And feel free to have a seat there across the table. Hey, Vexy. I'll be 10-6 just for a few minutes here at Alberto to do this interview. I won't be able to see calls coming in because I disabled that for now. But if you need me, just call me on the radio. I'll have the channel open. All right. So, let me see here. So, tell me a little bit about yourself and why you want to join SAVRP.
Well, let me formally introduce myself to you, sir. Walter McDaniels, 1975 SAFO Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
I actually worked into this department up until about, it's probably been a little over a year and a half now that I was traveling the world. And I just got back to the valley, and I'm ready to get things back to normal, if you know what I mean.
I hear you. I hear you. So you do have previous experience here, so that's good. What do you think are your biggest strengths that you would bring to SAFR?
My biggest strength is I'm a people's person. I'm one that doesn't just sit around and look at my phone all day, if you know what I mean. I try to get out and engage with the community in different ways. When I was here before, I would hand out food down at Legion Square out of my own pocket, just to get people to make sure they were checking their food and water. You know, one of the number one leading causes of falling over in the city is diabetic issues, low blood sugars. I really I feel like when it comes to the community engagement side of things, it gets overlooked a lot.
Yeah, I think some people tend to get too caught up and burnt out, and they don't realize that people are people.
Yes, sir. And
What do you think your biggest weaknesses would be?
I'm getting older, you know. Sometimes I'm a little slower moving around. But that doesn't affect how I do my job.
I got you.
You know, I'm going to be hitting the big 6-0 this year in July. So
there you go.
it's been doing this for a long time. I think sometimes I'm too kind to everybody, and people try to take advantage of Walter and think that maybe he's not as smart as he is. But I think that could also be a strength. When people don't think that you're listening, but you are, you tend to learn a lot of information about people and things going on in this city.
Sure. Yeah, I'm a bit of a quiet person too, so I understand that right. I kind of speak when I need to speak.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see here.
Yep, every time you're there, someone's screaming, baby.
If you were to be hired, what would be your goals with SAFR?
My goals with SAFR would be to give our... Excuse me one second. God dang it, my throat. Is to give our patients the best experience possible. If they want a quick experience, give them the quick experience. But if they are somebody who actually wants to enjoy our profession, if you know what I mean, I like to give them deep rasta pasta, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Everybody's a little different, and I think sometimes you just got to read the situation.
Gotcha. All right, just got a couple of scenario questions for you. Just lets us access your logic and how you would react in unusual, stressful situations, which shouldn't be that big of a deal considering you've already kind of worked for us before.
Yes, sir.
How would you react if a patient, law enforcement officer, or fellow coworker were to insult you?
Well, I live with the motto, duck off water off a duck's back. I'm not one to take anything personal because our job is very stressful. LSPD and BCSO's jobs are very stressful. And our patients in this city, as you know, it's a very stressful city to live in, so. Sometimes people say things they don't mean, and even if they do mean it, I just go on to my day with a smile on my face.
Sure.
Walter McDaniels. Gotta get that plan.
You overhear one of your superiors at SAFR on the phone attempting to sell defibrillators or medical supplies from the lockers. What would you do?
Oh, they would be reported immediately, sir.
What if it was the O1? What if it was the chief?
Well, I guess we're going to be taking it to the government at that point. Or at least O2. Well, bring it to O2 and see where O2 wants to push it to.
There you go. Alrighty. You are called to the scene of a medical
These
emergency
are the
by
same
law
questions
enforcement.
that I helped come up with.
You see a law enforcement officer giving an unconscious person the wrong treatment. What would you do and how would you react?
First, I would get involved and start giving the patient the right treatment and explain to the officer how he was doing, what he was doing was wrong, and what the proper procedure would be. Depending on how he responded to that, would be if we needed to take it to possibly a superior over there to get him some retraining on basic medical. Otherwise, I think that everybody makes mistakes and that everybody is teachable.
There you go. Okay. You receive a hotline call from a civilian. They are panicked, actively crying, and unable to speak. You manage to learn from them that there has been a serious multi-vehicle car accident, but the civilian on the phone is unable to describe the situation further or give you a location due to their shock. What would you do and how would you react?
First, I would try to calm the patient down a little bit to try to get that information. If they were inconsolable, I would ask them if there was somebody close to them where they could possibly put their phone on the speaker setting to allow me to hear that other person who might be able to give me that information.
All right. And last scenario question. If you are called to a hostage situation by law enforcement,
Why would they have our
you're
cats?
asked to stage somewhere nearby in case you are needed and the scene is safe. You stage at a location where you can watch the scene and you see that the hostage taker has already killed 5 people. They are currently holding a lady hostage who is visibly 8 to 9 months pregnant. While law enforcement is negotiating,
This is not one of our
the
questions.
hostage taker shoots the lady in the head and is then shot by law enforcement. The hostage taker is now heavily injured and most likely about to pass away if you do not rush into the scene to help immediately. The scene commander for law enforcement says that the hostage taker deserved it and doesn't take any action. What would you do and how would you react?
That situation would probably make Walter fairly angry. That I don't care what anybody does. It is our oath, in our oath, to protect that person and render medical aid. At that point, I would have to render medical aid, and I would have to report that officer.
Okay. Do. So there does not currently exist a working system for fires in the city. We don't expect there to be one in the foreseeable future. With that being said, if fires ever do return to the city, and it should be understood that SAVRP prioritizes medical emergencies above all else, if there is a need for a firefighter or fire engine, we follow a 1 firefighter to 2 EMS style system, meaning for 1 active fire unit, there must be at least 2 active medical units. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I had to double read that because it's a little bit dated. We do have a semi.
I know
Fire-
when I was here
fire
before
dispatch
is when the fire system originally got shut off, so I remember the days.
We do get a little bit. We are able to see the hours that you clock in for duty at SAFR. We do not enforce a strict hourly requirement in this department, but we do expect you make an effort to be active. Are you okay with this?
Yes, sir.
We often work alongside law enforcement in the city. We sometimes share the same radio channel, but mainly work in our own channel. We do not do law enforcement work, but they do often require our assistance. We will be providing you specific training on how to respond to requests for assistance from law enforcement. Are you okay with this?
Yes, sir.
While being employed by SAFR, you should not commit any crimes and refrain from becoming a felon. Even while you are off duty, you should always follow the law. Are you okay with this?
Oh, yes, sir. Walter even uses his turn signals in this city.
I can tell you one of the number one reasons people get terminated from SAFR is they catch a felony speeding ticket because they want to go fast and they end up getting caught. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I drive a Pinto. That thing barely gets up to 80 miles an hour.
While being employed with SAFR, you are not allowed to be a member of a motorcycle club or any gangs. Are you okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Good, good. Let's see. During your SAFR probationary training, your employment is subject to be terminated if any of the following circumstances are found. It could be 2 weeks of inactivity with no communicated reason. Probation period not completed within a 30-day time frame from a hiring date. If you're prosecuted from any
Water
illegal
lies.
activity or any behavior or conduct unbecoming of a SAFR employee. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Looking back on your previous service here with SAFR, what accomplishments are you most proud of?
I made it up to engineer and was looking to move above that, but had my brain exploded right as that was about to happen. I think my biggest accomplishments were just making the city understand that SAFA isn't the enemy. We're here to help. Even the little things aren't too much to bring to us when you see us around town. I logged a lot of hours while I was here. And I feel like the community sometimes forgets about us, if you know. So I think my biggest accomplishment was while I was here, that SAFA was constantly in the city. We were constantly available, and I made sure that the city knew that as well.
Okay. What challenges do you anticipate when returning to the department?
Just relearning everything. I know that from my talks with people down at the pillbox that the system has changed some. Since, well, a lot since the last time I was in the city. So I think that's going to be the biggest thing is just relearning everything.
Yeah, we had a pretty big overhaul about 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. Which required everybody to get retrained. So
I did run for mayor.
how do you plan to reintegrate into a department that may have different policies, procedures, and personnel from when you left?
Take my time. Get reacquainted with everything, not rush it. I don't expect to, be out there in 2 days doing everything on my own or anything like that. I'm one that I believe that the policies are put into place for a reason. So if they have changed, there's a reason for that, and they are to be followed word for word.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I could feel that. My last city I retired as the 01 at fire. So when I came here and started back fresh as a probationary member, it was a little bit different, but I was able to work my way up to battalion chief now. So
yeah, a lot of people have issues with starting from the bottom again. I have no issue with that.
it's always different people, different things to learn.
Oh yeah, the whole department's different now.
Let's see. Well, 30 years on the job, I still have the mentality of I don't learn something every day, I'm not learning, I'm not doing my job.
Exactly, so.
What does accountability mean to you as a returning member?
Hold on, I want to answer this. Accountability is something that we all have to hold dear to us because we are given a very important job. We would literally put people's lives in our hands every day. We are accountable for that person. We're accountable for our actions. We're accountable for how we represent this department and this city. We are public servants.
Yeah, right. How do you respond when a decision made by command differs from what you personally believe is best?
I'm one to voice my opinion, but understand that my opinion is not always going to be the one that people believe is the right one. And I'll support whatever decision the department makes and the department heads make.
Okay. What do you believe the SAFR's most important responsibilities are in the city?
Taking care of each and everybody the same, no matter what their background is, no matter what criminal activities they may be involved in, and making sure that they get the best care possible.
I have a motto: I don't treat personalities, I treat patients.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't care if you're a cop or a criminal. If you're hurt and you need my help, I'm here to help you. I'm not here to judge you.
Yes, sir. And I don't put up with people judging the patient around me as well. Nobody needs to hear negativity when they're trying to heal or when they're going through something traumatic.
What expectations do you have of the department, and what expectations should the department have of you?
I expect the department to do what's best for everybody. I expect the department to work as a cohesive group. Nothing arguing amongst ourselves or amongst leadership doesn't work. It's the quickest way things can fall. I'll tell you a little story. The last time I was here, my O1 and my O2 quit without notice because they were accused of a crime that they did not commit. They had all the proof, but instead of taking it to, somebody and just being like, hey, I think this may have happened, can we get an investigation started? They pushed it all the way to the top. This caused a huge ripple in the department, and when I had my brain issues, the department was starting to fall apart at the time. We don't need that. We're all here for the same common cause. We're all here to help people. I expect the department to hold me to the utmost standards. If Walter does something that Walter shouldn't do, he expects to be corrected. Talk to face like a man, and not complain about behind his back, I would say. I'm here to help everybody. If I'm not doing what's best for the department, I'm not doing what's best for the department, and I need to know.
All right. How would your former supervisors and coworkers describe you?
I would like to say that I was loved by all. I'm a unique person with a unique personality, and I know that. And sometimes I'm a lot for people. And I try not to be. I try to tone it down when I feel that the room needs it. But I believe that overall, I was very kind to everybody. And everybody was very kind back to Walter. People liked to ride with Walter. I tended to train a lot of the new people coming in. It was a good time. And I hope that I'm correct that I've been liked and loved in this department previously.
All right. Why should SAFR choose to bring you back instead of investing in a brand new applicant?
I have a proven track record. I've never been had any disciplinaries in the past. I've Done nothing ever illegal in this city. And to be honest with you, I think that bringing in older people along with new talent is a good thing. I have a little bit of life experience on some of these new probies that might be coming in with no experience at all. And maybe I can help them with some of the questions or issues they have when they first start. Be that with the job or even character traits and such.
Is there any divisions or specialty teams or leadership positions that you wanted to pursue if you come back?
I'm more of see what things go and see what the department has for me as I prove myself.
All right. What do you think success looks like for you in 6 months after your return?
I hope within the next 6 months, Walter has proven that he's here for the long haul and that he can be trusted by the department to move up. May that be wherever they need him. And just thriving within the department.
Couple more scenario questions here. They're a little bit more entailed, a little more in depth, considering you're returning. You arrive at a chaotic, active crime scene. One officer has suffered a severe head injury and is unconscious. A suspect has multiple gunshot wounds and is unresponsive. A second officer is standing nearby and aggressively orders you to treat his partner first, stating that, quote, the suspect can die for all I care, end quote. While preparing to assess patients, dispatch advises that another ambulance unit is 15 minutes away and no additional medical resources are immediately available. How do you proceed, and how do you handle the officer's demands?
You said the officer had a shot to the head, and then the suspect had multiple body wounds? Gunshot wounds to the body?
The officer wasn't quite shot in the head, he just has a head injury.
Has a head injury. And the suspect is actively bleeding out.
Yes. Well, he's unresponsive. He's
Unresponsible,
got
but multiple gunshot wounds. I would quickly check the officer's head wound to determine if it was something that needed immediate treatment or if it's something that we could put off for that 15 minutes. If the officer was bleeding and it was something that could be controlled by pressure, I would instruct the second officer to take and apply pressure with gauze to the wound. While that officer was doing that, I would go and start investigating the wounds, the gunshot wounds, and checking on the criminal who hopefully we would be able to take care of. I would proceed to look him over. If there was any through and throughs, I would take care of those. Depending on where the shots are, of course, too. Obviously, if there's a major wound that needs treated first, I would take care of that. If he needed to go to the hospital, we would have to get him stable, and I would have to transport him while the other officer... That's rough. It depends on the stability of both patients at that point. If the officer is stable and can be transported by the other officer, I'd have them meet us. I don't know how the SOPs are on that here now. Obviously, as well as now, if the injury is bad enough, I'm not going to be able to leave the scene. I can't leave somebody who has no medical training with somebody who is bleeding out from their head as well.
Okay.
That scenario is rough because I'm sitting in a situation where there's a lot of if buts. So that situation, it depends on the severity of both patients. If one patient can be, if the obviously the, let's just say the second patient, which would be the person who has the gunshot wounds, if the second patient is obviously unresponsive and has multiple gunshot wounds that are bleeding out, we are going to want to take care of him first. If the patient that has the head trauma is not severe enough, because with the head wound, that could be as much as he hit his head on his tailgate when he was getting his rifle out of the back of his vehicle, and he has a small laceration that just needs a couple stitches, or he could have fallen off of fallen and hit his head on a piece of concrete on the ground and split his head wide open. In the first scenario, I would say that we would have him wait for the second ambulance to arrive and have him, since he is responsive, or the other officer hold guard, apply pressure to the wound to help slow or stop the bleeding. The second, from the sounds of it, the second patient needs immediate transportation over to the hospital to be seen by the doctor so they could do emergency surgery at that point. Now, in the other scenario, I'm not one to leave a patient alone. If the officer has the ability to be transported with me, since there's two officers on scene, I would possibly have them both ride with me and bring both patients to the hospital at the same time so that there is no delay in either one of their treatments.
All right. I would agree. That's a tough one.
That's a really tough one.
I always use my measuring tape. Whoever's more serious, more closer to me, is the first person I'm grabbing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That one's really hard because there's a lot of what ifs.
But I could tell you that, I mean, I don't know how it was when you were here before, but now the LEO side is much more cooperative with us. They know that's how we do it. So very rarely you'll get somebody to say, "Don't treat him, treat him." They usually just say, "Okay, here's your patients. You guys deal with it."
Right. Yeah, we're the professionals as far as evaluating the traumas and treating who needs to be treated at what point.
Right. So here's one on refusal of care. You respond to an intoxicated pedestrian struck by a vehicle. The patient is conscious, but highly intoxicated, slurring speech, unable to maintain balance, and repeatedly refuses treatment. While speaking with him, you discover witnesses observed him lose consciousness briefly after the collision. The patient's sober friend insists that he is not acting normally. How would you determine whether the patient has the capacity to refuse treatment, and what actions would you take?
Sounds like he took a pretty good whack to the head. So,
Excuse me.
and he was observed to go unconscious. Somebody that is close to him has already stated that he is not acting normal.
Pardon me just 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Fox said, I'm 10-6. I'm in the interview. Do you need something? Yeah, I was 10-8 here at Elboro. We're almost gonna know. I'm here if you guys really need me, though. Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, all right. At that point, in my personal and professional opinion, he is not in the capacity to make that decision because he's not acting as he normally would. Unfortunately, that is one that is going to be difficult because especially if you don't know the patient. But with the context clues, with the fact that he did go unconscious, and that his very good friend has said that he is not acting normal, I would say that I would very, very highly recommend that he needed treatment. I would try to press for that.
And if he adamantly refuses, what would you do? He looks at you and says, Walter, I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going to the hospital. Is there anything else we could do?
At that point, I would have to determine if he was a harm to other people and if it was a matter that we needed to move to the police side. But really, to be honest with you, we cannot force treatment on anybody without proper paperwork, of course, which I don't think they do in this city particularly, or at least they didn't in the past. I don't think anybody gets 5150 around here.
I've never heard of one doing that. So I think you're right on that one. But I've never actually had somebody in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 months I've been here. I've never had anybody that. I had one that tried to refuse, but I was like, "Listen, if you don't come with me, they're going to take you to jail because you can't be a public intoxicated person."
That is true. That is true.
So, you want a jail or you want a comfortable hospital bed? It's your choice.
That is true. I guess it would depend on the sober friend, too.
Right.
If he's not willing to take him, then we're gonna have to call PD at that point because that would be public intox, and we have to report.
A law enforcement commander asks you to retrieve a report number from a DNR or DOA. After searching records, you discover not only that no death report exists, but the hospital records indicate the person may still be alive. The commander becomes frustrated and insists, quote, "Just give me a report number so I can finish my paperwork," end quote. What would you do and how would you handle the situation? If you need any food or water, by the way, I could get you some. So if you run low, let me know.
Um, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that at that point they need to file the proper paperwork. I can't just give medical records out willy nilly.
Gotcha. All right. If an individual claiming to be a patient's spouse requests medical information regarding a patient that you recently transported, while speaking with them, they provide information that sounds convincing and become increasingly emotional, accusing SAVRP of being heartless. Later, a police officer arrives and requests the same information. Who, if anyone, receives information and why?
At that point, unless the spouse is listed on the paperwork as somebody that you can release information to, I can't release information to either one of them without it going through a judge. As far as the police officer. And if she is not on the paperwork and have everything that is valid there to receive that information, I cannot give it to her either. I will not break HIPAA laws for them. Walter McDaniels. I'm losing my shit because I'm fucking talking so much.
You're staged for a bank robbery that has become a mass casualty incident. Gunfire is ongoing. Through binoculars, you can see 2 wounded individuals near the hot zone, a suspect and a civilian. The civilian appears motionless, while the suspect is actively calling for help. The scene commander has not yet declared the scene safe. What actions do you take and why?
I can call out what I seen, but I cannot respond till I get the oral clear because it is a safety concern for us. I do nobody any good if I run in and get shot in the process.
True. Let's see.
That is true, Marjorie. You're better than me at this. And I helped come up with some of the questions, like we talked about it when I was still here. As far as if, like, we thought they were good questions and stuff like that.
You witnessed a suspect execute a hostage and a SAFR member before being critically injured in an explosion. The scene commander tells you, only treat the hostages. The suspect deserves what he got. Several officers on scene openly agree. The SAFR member is motionless, as well as the hostage that was shot by the suspect. How do you handle the order, and what principles guide your decision making?
First, I would have to evaluate everybody on the scene that is injured, determine who is the most critical, and start from there. It doesn't matter, like I've said previously, it doesn't matter to me who you are. And I really liked your quote about treating people. That's how I determine everything. We start at most critical, work our way down, and we take care of everybody the same. That is just me being a good human being. That is the oath we took, but I don't want to see anybody suffer. I don't want to see anybody hurt, and if I can do anything to help that person, make them feel better, get them back on their feet, and back to their regular lives, I want to do that.
All right. During a citywide gang war, a close friend from a criminal organization contacts you privately. They offer you $100,000 to secretly treat injured associates without reporting the incidents or notifying law enforcement. They also tell you, if you don't help us, people are going to die. How would you respond, and what ethical, professional, and legal concerns must be considered?
Well, unfortunately, I've been in this situation. And I told them they had to either report it or take them to pillbox. I had to report the incident to the law enforcement. And I didn't have to face any legal actions, fortunately, but there's a lot at stake when somebody calls you for something like that. First off, I'm never taking money from anybody to treat anybody. That's not who I am. That's just not me. I'm here to do a job. And yeah, I've had friends on both sides of the law, and I've never treated anybody different. I don't want to see people hurt, but I also ethically cannot go and treat patients who have been severely injured when I am not a surgeon, B, I am not taking money, and C, if they are calling me and it is that bad, they need to go get proper medical treatment, and it needs to be documented. And unfortunately, I just cannot help them in that situation. It hurts you because they are a friend, but you have to explain to them that it's not worth. Everything's not always worth what happens with what they're in. Unfortunately, people live and die in this world, and if they want their friends to live, they gotta take them to get proper medical treatment. A, I can't treat 17 people by myself. B, ethically, I cannot do it. I'm very on the right side of the law, and I try to stay there. I've had my run-ins, and I've not with the law, but I've had my run-ins with people that are on the other side and who have tried to turn me, tried to get me to give them medical equipment. All of that has always been reported because ethically, I cannot do that. I once once you take this job, you're serving this whole city, not just your friends.
Alrighty. Looks like the last one here. You get the bonus question because you are a returning member. You've been back in SAVRP for 1 month. A probationary member approaches you and says, quote, nobody listens to the new command staff. Things were better when you were here before. Can you talk to people and help get things back to the old way? End quote. Several veteran members privately agree with the probationary member. How do you respond while maintaining professionalism and supporting department and unity?
I would explain to them that their feelings are if their feelings need to be explained and need to be taken up the chain of command the proper way. Going behind people's backs and talking bad or trying to get other people to talk bad about them isn't the way that things should work. Unfortunately, sometimes people don't agree with other people or things that are happening, and some people don't want to voice their opinion. I would tell them that I think they should say something about it. But if they would like, as somebody who has a little bit more experience in life and around departments like this, I would tell them that I would go with them and I could be their voice if they needed somebody to be their voice. But needs to be handled the proper way and not behind people's backs and not a mutiny against the high command. I feel that bringing something to somebody's attention is the best way to handle something. And I would really hope that would be the way they would want to do it.
All right, fair enough. Do you have any questions for me at this time?
No, sir.
Alrighty. All right, well, that's pretty much all I got for the interview. It goes back in, we discuss it with everybody and tally everything up, and I'm sure Miss Vivian will get back to you in your email there. But hey, thanks for coming in, and it was a
I
pleasure
appreciate
speaking
you,
with you.
sir.
And hopefully we have an opportunity to work together.
I agree.
All right. Let me just finish one little part here. All right, we'll walk you out.
You ever walk into a room and smell the smell and all those memories just come flooding back in?
Oh yeah.
Ah,
That kind of happened with me spiritually. I've been in the field about 30 years, and I took about a 20-year break from my local volunteer service. My niece is now in med school, so she decided it'd be a great idea to volunteer, and she convinced me to come back and volunteer with her and be her partner. So walking
that
back
sounds
into the building,
wonderful.
I was like, man, look at this. I remember all this stuff.
Oh yeah,
Hasn't really changed much.
like I said, I just went into the restroom, grabbed the cleaning products from the same place because I noticed some smudges on the door, and I was like, yeah, this is it's just great memories,
Excellent.
But I have taken up plenty of your time, sir. You have a wonderful rest of your evening and have a safer day.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being patient.
Of course. All right, chat. So now we're just back to the waiting game with Walter. So we're going to switch over to JD, I guess, for a little bit. And should be a good time. Because unfortunately, there's not a lot for Walter to do right now. Till we get our job. They ain't gonna fly in and ain't nobody around. Oh, apparently not even the people on the radio. Eddie.
Hey, Dutch. Down in the city with Goblin and Ricky, and we're down here showing him some things. If we can't hear you, so I was just letting you know.
Showing Goblin some things.
Yeah.
What? I'm not. What the hell could you guys be showing fucking Goblin that he don't know?
Can't really talk about that on the phone.
What, your phone tapped, homie?
No, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, you know?
Are you a cop, Eddie?
Hell no.
You've been shooting rubber bullets this whole time, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep, for sure.
I love you, baby. Good night.
But yeah, no, we shouldn't be much longer, and then we'll make our way up north. Number is acquired, by the way.
Hell yeah.
All right. So,
Oh,
we'll link up with you in just a few.
All
All right, later, man.
Later.
Another player is trying the lucky wheel. Will they win big or remain a disappointment in life?
And they're off. In last, it's the 1-horse. The 5-horse is the leader. First place for the 2-horse. They're halfway home. Just off the lead second is the 5-horse.
There it goes. The lucky wheel is spinning and another fabulous prize could be won.
Robocall out in front. The 2-horse wins. The 2-horse wins.
Welcome, sir. Your bets, please.
And another contender is trying their luck on the lucky wheel.
That's an 8. 19. Do you want another card?
Wow, we have a big winner at the lucky wheel.
17. Time to send in your bets. 7. 18. Another card? 10. 14. There's an 18. And now your bets. That's a 5. A 12. Would you like another card? That's 19. There's a 13. That's 17. Your bets, please. A 2. That's 6. Do you want another card? 17. An 11. And that's 20. Time to send in your bets. 5. That's a 12. Dealer wins. You take care of that now. Hi there. Welcome. are closed. It's time to play. On 10. Another round? Your luck could change soon.